Y'all, we need to talk. Last night I saw Kate Middleton in the afterlife. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. Hey guys, welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. It's your girl Tahira, your spiritual teacher. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like and all of that good stuff. I am your spiritual quantum healer. I do past life regression quantum healing sessions. If you want to book a session with me, just email me instructions4humanity@gmail.com. Let go. We need to get into this, y'all. Okay, so we need to talk about where Kate Middleton is. So you can watch my other video where Spirit told me she was in a cryogenic state, which is technically where you're still alive, but they freeze your body. They freeze your body, like in case, you know, they get a cure to whatever you're going through, and then they can unfreeze you. So Spirit told me she was in some sort of cryogenic state. Then the day before, well, 2 nights ago, Spirit told me, I was just laying down. Now, mind you guys, all of this is happening when I'm just minding my own. I'm just minding my own business. I have psychic abilities. My strongest gift is claircognizant. I just have a knowing. I don't know how I know. I just know. And then also clairvoyant. I just see visions as well, and I can feel as well. I'm clairsentient. So apparently I have quite a few, and then my mediumship abilities are coming online a lot as of late. But 2 nights ago, I was laying down and I heard in my mind's eye, she has passed. She has passed. And I immediately thought about anyone that I would know that is sick. And then immediately said, no, it's no one that you know. It's Kate Middleton. And then last night, I was laying down. And all of a sudden, I was going to sleep. I saw a shadow figure in my mind's eye. And it was Kate Middleton. And she was walking down the corridor, like a long hallway in Buckingham Palace. She was pushing a baby carriage. You know those very expensive baby carriages that look kind of old school, but they're new? She was pushing that, and she had a little dog walking behind her. She was wearing all white. Now, mind you, I was seeing her spirit, but in my mind's eye, I can tell what she was wearing because I can pick up energy. So I picked up the energy of the color white, and she was wearing, but it wasn't like really white. It was like an off-white or kind of like a beige color. She was wearing a white dress, and she had a fedora, I think they call it, on, a hat on. She was walking down the hall. And when I noticed it was her spirit, she wasn't walking, she was gliding, like hovering right over the floor, just gliding like that, right? And then as I just allowed the images to play out a little more, I just said, Kate, where are you going? She was like, she was walking down the hall, just pacing. She was like, I'm going to see if my husband is cheating. I'm going to see if my husband is cheating. And she wanted to check on her kids as well. So that was the first image I saw. Then I realized very quickly that, okay, I'm receiving a channel message right now. So I just allowed the scene to play out. And I was like, Kate, do you want to share a little bit more with me? Then she all of a sudden shows me like a circus. You know those things that they spin at a circus? It's like red and it goes around and around, and they're like, you're getting sleepy. It's almost like if someone were to like hypnotize you or make you feel very dizzy. That is what she was showing me. So that kind of told me that whatever state that she's in, and guys, we're going to get to this because she's not technically living. She's living, but she's technically not. Okay, we're going to get to that. So just stick with the story. But she basically is in some sort of mindscape where there has been like torture, but not to the physical body as much. And we're going to get to the abuse. Not as much, but it's almost as if someone has sedated her mind, and now she's being tortured in whatever state she's in. She's being tortured in the mind. And so you think about a circus, right? It's fun, right? But then it's also a little scary. But it's fun for who? So this whatever state she's in, it's fun for someone, but it's not so much fun for Kate Middleton. And so then after that image, she shows me, like, you know how those illusionists, right? Where they're like sever someone's body and they'll split it into two. She shows me a machine like that. And this is like almost like still at a circus. We're almost as if she's severed in two, but then she's put back together, then she's severed in two, and then she's put back together, and then she's severed in two. And the process just keeps repeating itself. It's like a continuous state of torture. And then all of a sudden, I just started saying, I started picking up on an energy, and I started saying, she can't atone for your sins. Mind you, I don't know who was there, but I felt as if whatever state that she was in, someone in the royal family wanted her to atone for their sins. And I was like, she can't do that. So what I'm getting is that she's in an in-between state. So the other thing that I did see, right after I saw her floating and walking down the halls of the corridor halls of Buckingham Palace, then all of a sudden I saw the most beautiful bouquet of flowers I've ever seen. And you know that it's funny because flowers are a big thing in the royal family, and they always give, especially gift the princesses flowers, you know, when they go to these different engagements. Well, these were the most beautiful bouquet of flowers I've ever seen. And I knew they were not flowers on this earth. They were more cosmic flowers because I could tell that they were sentient, but not because they moved. So they weren't like very higher dimensional, like 12th, 13th, 14th dimensional, but they were in the etheric realms. So one of the seven heavens, I would say, probably around seventh dimension. I could tell that the flowers were of that caliber, and that she was no longer technically with us. So what I saw, where is she? Where is Kate? I saw her spirit in Buckingham Palace, and I saw this etheric state. I feel as if those flowers are waiting for her. She's not yet there because she is so much, still very much attached to her children here, to what happened to her, and also to she's being, wherever she is in mind, her body is physically sedated. And we're going to get to the coma and all of those things in a moment. But wherever she is in consciousness, she is in a state of being tortured and tormented. And I heard tyrannical, the word tyrannical. So whoever is doing this to her, and I feel as if it is William. We're going to get to that. I feel as if it is William doing this to her. She's being tortured, and she's being mended, put back together, and then divided in two again. It's just torture all over again. But mind you, it's not necessarily a physical torture. Although there has been abuse. Allegedly, there has been abuse. This is what I'm seeing. Is that William is a drunkard. William is almost in a way a bit unstable mentally, but it's not that he has a mental disability. It's just because he's just unhealed. You know, he's unhealed, and if you blend being unhealed in with alcohol, in with lies and deception, this is what you get. And the more you try to want to cover up your lies, you know, the more lying you have to do, and the more deception, and the more you have to drink, and the more anger. And so it's just, he's just on a perpetual loop. He's never done any healing work because he's been told that you don't need to do that because you are the king in waiting. But now it's hit the fan. He's not living in his true authentic self, and he resents Kate for that. He really does resent her for that. And so in a way, I feel as if he has her in this mindscape. See, guys, what you have to understand is that there are technologies out there that we don't have access to. But what I see is that there's some sort of technology being used on her, whatever, even if she's in a coma, even if she's in her cryogenic state, wherever state she is in, she's in the in-between. She's technically not with us, guys. In energy, Kate Middleton is no longer with us. She's no longer with us in energy. And this is not just because they have removed her face and they say she's in a coma. No. Her energetic signature is no longer present on earth. And I'm saying that from, I am a supernatural, spiritual quantum healer. When I heal from the quantum field. And how I'm able to pick up and channel and do mediumship work throughout my sessions to heal people is because I can read energies. I can pick up on energies. I can tell how far they are, what dimension they are. Her energy is no longer third dimensional. She's in the in-between. She's in a state of a purgatory mindscape. Purgatory is about fourth dimension. So even if she is, I'm still getting that she's technically, her body technically is alive, but she's dead. It's weird because they're using technology. Her body technically is alive, but she is no longer with us. This is the energy that I'm picking up on. So what this means, if she is in that cryogenic state where they have frozen her body because of complications, technically she's still alive, because if there's a few cells still alive, if they freeze you, they are preserving what you already have. So then that way they can unfreeze you and reawaken you, right? Same thing if you're in a coma. Technically, your consciousness doesn't stick around to the third dimension. This is what I'm picking up on. So whether she's in a cryogenic state or a coma, her consciousness is no longer third dimensional, but it's just right here, right outside of this physicality. I'm feeling very fourth dimensional. She's still here in spirit. Her spirit body is walking around, but her physical body is in a sedated state. It's in a death state, although it's technically not all the way dead. I hope I'm explaining this right. This is what I'm seeing. She's in the in-between, and the palace has been scrambling. So I feel as if she could have been saved if they would have just stuck to one protocol. But what I'm seeing is that they've been switching her from the induced coma, then they took her out of that, and then they tried to do something else, and then she was moved, and then they tried to do something else. And all of these things, they were trying to get ahead of it because of how it would look like. They don't want another Diana situation. That it actually ended up hurting her health. They didn't just stick to one protocol, they kept changing it, and therefore it just made it worse. It's what I'm saying, and maybe that's why they had to put her in the cryogenic state, because they kept switching what they were doing, the protocols, the way they were treating her. And then it's like, damn, we were running out of options. Maybe let's just preserve her for now. So technically, yeah, she's still alive. But what I'm saying is, when you are sedated, I don't care if you are in a coma, I don't care if you're really sick, you're in the hospital, and you can barely utter a word. Most of the time, your consciousness is already flickering in between worlds. It's where she is. That's where she is. The physical body her physical body cannot take an energetic signature, because the energetic signature of our soul is too electric. It's electric. Her body doesn't have its own life force energy to handle the electric soul. So her soul, her spirit hovers a lot out of that body. It's mainly out. It's because this technology that they're using on her, in a way, because her and William were going through a separation that was leading to a divorce, which she did not want. She did not agree upon it. Although she did want to be separate from him, she didn't agree to the divorce. And so this technology was more so to reprogram her, to put her back on their code. This is what I'm seeing. There was also some physical abuse, many times, with William when he's in his drunken state. He's also very selfish. He's very selfish, emotional. He's not emotionally available. Her husband is not emotionally available. And I also did see an image of him with a wheelbarrow with Kate's body in there, just shoving her like she was trash into a wooded area. That's what I feel as if he wants to do. He's ready to toss her. Actually, he already, in his mind, has tossed her away, threw her away like she was trash. This is what I'm seeing. He's cold. He's cold. And he's unfit. He doesn't have it all here. In a way, this mindscape that she's in, she's being tortured there. And I feel as if he's trying to have her atone for his sins. Because also, too, Charles is getting ready to exit stage left. So what I'm feeling about Charles is I'm getting that Charles will be stepping down within the next few years. I'm really getting like a July. I'm getting July 23rd for some reason. I don't feel as if it's this year. It could very well be next year or the year after. He may still be alive. But if he is still alive, I do see him handing off more of his duties, royal duties to William. And so William, basically, I think it becomes like the king regent or something, where he's something like that. I don't really know. I don't keep up with all that stuff. But that's what I'm seeing. So this divorce and this where's Kate is coming at the wrong time. Like, she wouldn't put in all them years, and right before she's getting ready to become queen, this is what he does to her. But more so what I'm seeing with Kate is really about her children. She's made peace with that aspect. And she's really prioritizing her happiness, but not at the sake of her children. She loves her children. And what I'm feeling is that the reason why she hasn't let go all the way to just completely 100% flatline in consciousness and in the physical body is because of her children. Her biggest goal, role, and accomplishment was her being a mother. She's making a point to point that out. That's her legacy. It's not William, it's not the royal family. She's proud of the work that she's done with her children. She's proud of that. And in a way, that's what's keeping her, even though technically she should have just let go, she should have released, but that's keeping her around. And all too, and I'm part of the issue because everyone talking about her, talking about this, everyone online. It's keeping her around. It's keeping her spirit from transitioning. It is. William has done this. This is what I'm feeling in my spirit. William has done this. It wasn't physical. It's all happening in the mind, the torture of her mind, her consciousness. Kate is a severed soul. When the body can no longer contain the soul, the consciousness, the spirit becomes a severed soul. So she's kind of in the in-between worlds. But if she doesn't wake up soon, if they don't fix her, if they don't figure out something soon, she will completely pass. She's technically, I'm still going to say this, guys, she's technically not with us anymore. This is what I'm knowing. She's technically not alive. She's not. That's just the truth of what all of this, of what I've been seeing. She's not. It's just that it has not been pronounced. Let's say someone's on a machine, right? And they're basically passed away, but you're just keeping them alive. That's what I'm seeing. You're just keeping either the heart beating or this, valve open or something like that. But that's what I'm seeing, y'all. She's not technically still with us in energy, in frequency. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave this here, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Help your girl grow, y'all. But I love y'all. The birds, the bees, and all of the trees love you too. Love is the way. Forgiveness, it is the key. And truth is the absolute light that will always, always guide us home. Be well. Be well, guys. Bye.